Welcome to another episode of Cemetery Strolls. We are at St Peter's and Paul's in Brook, in the Isle of Wight. Lovely gate. Quaint. I've never seen one with separations down the middle. I'm not quite sure what that means. Actually, we are at the church at St Mary's the Virgin in Brook. Brook Lifeboat Wrecks and Rescues. There is one of the graves that I want to visit, which is regarding shipwrecks. Ooh, big old gates. Yeah, ironwork on it. This is a beautiful church on a hill as well, right out in the countryside. I'll come back down and check some of these out in a bit. The road to come up, car park. The sun is beautiful today. It is hot, hence why I've come early. At the glorious hills. The buzzards at the top, flying around up there. There's a lot of new graves here. Mary's the Virgin Church in Brook. The church dates back from 1864 by the architect Malin, who replaced the previous building which was destroyed in a fire. The small, squat tower contains a set of 8 tubular bells. Wooden shingles on the steeple. Let's go and have a look inside and imagine coming to church here on a Sunday. These beautiful views. It's obviously up to the bell tower. We've got Paul's down here, kept in line. Now the Warrior Trail, that will be regarding Warrior, the warhorse. Which is another one I'm doing, so We're going to see more of that. Beautiful place. Of SS Ida, Her Majesty Queen, commands that her warm appreciation of the gallant conduct displayed by the crews of the Affield, Bryston and Brook lifeboats in saving the crew and passengers of Ida, being conveyed to them February the 3rd, 1892. The SS Ida, out of New York, bound for Brenham, Germany, with 227 passengers and 167 crew, was a four-masted, two-funnelled screw steamer, gross weight of over 4,700 tons and over 430 feet long. She ran aground about half a mile from shore in a dense fog on Sunday night, January the 31st, 1892. The Atherton lifeboat Catherine Swift, named after her donor, a lady living in jail, was launched, but assistance was refused. The captain hoped to refloat on the next high tide. The Cotton Boat, as the lifeboat was known, returned to shore but remained on watch as the winds and the seas were rapidly getting worse. She was known as the Cotton Boat, as with a few expectations the crew was composed of the Cotton family. The Cotton Boat launched just before 7 a.m. the next morning. Again, help was refused, but some of the mail was brought ashore and taken charge of by the officials from the Newport post office. Tugs arrived but could not tow her off. The Brook and Bryston lifeboat were summoned to assist. The Bryston boat, the Worcestershire Cadet, successfully transported some passengers to Atherfield shore. Eventually, after a few hours' pull against wind and sea, the William Stanley Lewis from Brook reached the Ida and carried women and children safely to shore. The Catherine Swift joined in the shuttle operation after many trips by all lifeboats. The passengers and crew were all rescued. On this high-profile four-day rescue, the Governor of the Isle of Wight, His Royal Highness Prince Henry of Battenberg, arrived on Monday afternoon, and later on the Friday the Prince of Wales came to Atherfield. Wednesday saw the landing of the Gold and Silver, carefully supervised by armed coastguards in the evening, and a congratulatory telegram came from Queen Victoria was received. Later, the German Emperor sent gold watches to the three coxswains and a gift of money to the Lifeboat Institution. On the 27th of March, after many weeks of salvage operations, the Ida was towed off and taken to Southampton. This is a memorable wreck memorial for the size of a vessel and the success of the lifeboat crew in rescuing the passengers and cargo crew. The rescue brought praise for all those involved from around the world. The Royal National Lifeboat Institute was awarded medals of gallantry to some of the crew. But there was one notable passenger on this boat. His name was Frederick Trump, grandfather of the 45th United States President, Donald Trump. He emigrated from Bremen, Germany to New York aboard the Ida in 1885 at the age of 16. The Brook Station, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, first lifeboat placed in this station was sent here in 1860. Here, I don't think we can see it much, but let's see if we can. The name of the vicarage this looks like, or the rector's, going back as far as 1397. got the front. This is beautiful, it's marble. 3 stands, it's on a 3-stand tier, and the lid. It is beautiful. How you by the sea with the lobster pots. In memory of Reuben Cooper, 1822 to 1888, second coxswain of the Brook lifeboat. William Slaney Lewis lost overboard in raging seas on March 10th, 1888, when going to the rescue of SV Serena, bound for San Francisco to Dunkirk, which struck left-field leads in thick fog. Some information on the Brook lifeboat. A lot different to how they're doing it now. But obviously where I live in a lifeguard's house, that's what they would have looked like at the time. Some of them could have even possibly lived in the houses if they had moved to that area. This is a map of wrecks and rescues off the Isle of Wight. It's a beautiful place. The walls are lovely. It's the pipes for the organ, along with the pulpit, of course. Lovely pulpit. Look at the leaves as well, the pattern of the, I think these must be lilies or daffodils. This is all marble. The organ, and the rest of the pipes. It has a 2-manual organ dating from 1867 by Bevington. A specification of the organ can be found in the National Pipe Organ Register. It's the first time I've ever seen a 2 manual organ. The dear memory of loved husband William Emilius Aubrey de Vere, 10th Duke of St Albans. This tablet is erected by his wife Grace, who worshipped in his church on Sunday the 17th April 1898 and died at Brook House on the 10th of May 1898. This must be some of the original stuff from way back. It's a small church, but lovely at that. These are gorgeous. Candle holders. These events for like the crypt, by the looks of it. Some bees in that corner there, working hard. Let's look at this beautiful backdrop. And we can read, get on a slope. This is in loving memory of Donald Edward Hughes, died 8th of November 1933, aged 11 months. And mother Lindsay Rose Hughes died April the 17th, 1999, aged 91. Yes. This is very difficult. This one, there's hills everywhere. Told to keep to the past, but some of the graves that I want to get are not on the path. All on a hill. The English Channel just out the back there. Let's risk it for a biscuit. This is one of the ones I've been. This is one of the graves I've been looking for. got in loving memory of Wilfred Mildred, died March the 17th, 1924, aged 24. Dearly loved youngest sister of Lieutenant T.C. Middleton, RAF CMT, 1914 star. And then underneath we have, died 22nd of July 1919 from illness contracted on active service, aged 25. Also his brother, Captain R. Middleton, Military Cross, Civil Service Rifles, who died of wounds, a prisoner of war at Valencia, April the 4th, 1918, aged 22. So yeah, he's a prisoner of war as well. I think we have one more in here. Yeah, we have Peter Charles Middleton, died July the 15th, 1939. That's their father. It's a sword, obviously. Right. Louisa Barnes, died 4th of October 1928, aged 71, and William Barnes, died 14th of February 1937, aged 89. Here we have 8056, Lance Corporal C.E. Castle, Royal Fusiliers, 31st of October 1918, aged 22. Thank you for your service, sir. We've got in memory of Una Kathleen, beloved eldest daughter of Alfred William and Emma Codger, who died 18th of October 1918, aged 22. We have a sailor of the 1939-45 war, Merchant Navy, buried 17th of July 1940. We have another. A sailor of the Second World War, Merchant Navy, buried 18th of July 1941. And then we also have a third one. I've never seen so many unknown graves. Merchant Navy, 21st of October 1940. Thank you all for your service. Here we have to my beloved Walter William Hill, passed over 20th of October 1933, aged 39, and his beloved wife Eileen, who died May the 1st, 1957. Here we have one of the Sealeys from Motterston, just down the road. This is an affectionate memory of Emily, beloved wife of Charles Seeley. And we have Squadron Leader N.R.W. Seeley, Royal Air Force, Auxiliary Air Force, 10th of May 1940. Now this should be obviously another one of the Seeleys. These are all related to, if I'm correct, Jack Seeley, Warriors owner. There's a Seeley mark, or by the looks of it. And in ever-loving memory of Hugh Michael Seeley, 1st Baron Sherwood of Calverton, born 2nd of October 1898, died at Brook Hill House on 1st of April 1970. Michael Seeley, 1st Baron Sherwood of Calverton, British Liberal politician. He was educated at Eton College and became a lieutenant in the Grenadier Guards. He was a Member of Parliament for East Norfolk from 1923 to 24, Berwick upon Tweed from 1935 to 41. He was Joint Under-Secretary of State for Air during the last part of the Second World War. In 1946 he acquired and was chairman of the famous gunmaker James Purdsey and Son. 1st and last Baron Sherwood was the son of Sir Charles Hilton Seeley, 2nd Battalion, and Hilda Lucy Grant. He married firstly the Honourable Molly Patricia Berry, daughter of William Ewan Berry, 1st Viscount Camrose, and Mary Agnes Corns on the 23rd of March 1942. He and Honourable Molly Patricia Berry were divorced in 1948. He married secondly Catherine Thornton on the 16th of March 1970. Next to him is his wife. In loving memory of Kathleen Thornton, wife of Hugh Michael Seeley, Baron Sherwood of Calverton. She died in 1974. Catherine Thornton married firstly to John Osborne, Ranger. She married secondly to John Michael Seeley, 1st and last Baron Sherwood, son of Sir Charles Hilton Seeley, 2nd Battalion, and Hilda Lucy Grant on the 16th of March 1970. Here we have Henry George Gore Brown. Henry George Gore Brown, Indian Mutiny Victoria Cross recipient. Born in Newtown, Ireland, he served as captain in the 32nd Regiment of Foot, British Army. On August 21st, 1857, during the siege of the Lucknow Residency, India, Captain Brown led a sortie for the purpose of spiking 2 heavy guns, which were doing considerable damage, it appears from a statement of a non-commissioned officer. And men who accompanied Captain Brown, accompanied by officers and men, was the first person to enter the battery, which was protected by high plastic side being closed from the sliding shutters. On reaching the battery, Captain Brown removed the shutters and jumped into the battery. The result was the gun was spiked, with 100 of the enemy being killed. For gallantry in the face of the enemy, he was awarded the Victoria Cross and later achieved the rank of Colonel. Here we go. Agnes Ellen Morris passed on June the 15th, 1935, aged 50. Also Henry George Morris, who died March the 7th, 1943, aged 64. We've got an affectionate remembrance of Thomas Abraham Watson, MBE, of Arborfield, Brook, born 21st of January 1873 and died the 19th of June 1962, and their eldest son, Stanley Thomas Watson. You can't see nothing of Stanley. Got here George Alfred Jolliffe Kingswell, only son of James and Mary Kingswell, late of Fleetlands Farm, died 13th of October 1971, age 72. We've got and dearly beloved wife of William Shooter, who passed away 30th of January 1937, aged 58. Williams underneath. He died 22nd of August 1947. It's 10 years later. Here we got Arthur James Larkin Smith, born August the 29th, 1867, and died March the 5th, 1920. Secretary of the National Filling Factory, number 9, Banbury, Oxon. Wow, I'll have to check that out. Secretary of the National Filling Factory. National Filling Factory Banbury, officially called National Filling Factory Number 9, was a British Ministry of Munitions filling factory constructed during World War One and located in Banbury, Oxfordshire. The production of filled shells began in April 1916 and ended when the factory closed in 1924. At the outbreak of World War One, the production of explosives and the associated filling factories for high explosives were limited to the Royal Arsenal at Woolwich and the facilities of Elswick Ordnance Company and Dinaher and Leamington Point, both close to Newcastle upon Tyne. The British Army found itself on the Western Front short of explosive shells and bullets. The Ministry of Munitions, under the new Minister David Lloyd George, were asked to construct a suitable infrastructure of filling station facilities to supply the army.
A third of those employed at the factory were women who volunteered to do their bit by taking on this dirty, dangerous work. They were needed because so many men were away fighting at the front. What they did there was top secret, but vital.
And they realised that there was a huge shortage of shells, and what they needed to do was to create a lot more ammunition. In order to do this, they set up a series of national filling factories, of which National Filling Factory Number 9 here in Banbury was one.
Building work started on the 28th of January 1916. Shell production started less than 3 months later, in April 1916, following a visit the previous day by the Minister of Munitions, David Lloyd George, who later became Prime Minister.
It'd be interesting to whether that's ammunition or that's what his cross looks like. It's lovely. These are like the really old ones up here. There's ample of wildlife, loads of it. I don't know what that sign means, but can't see now. These beautiful old ones, but like I say, we can't see these. These have been had at by the elements. Really. See what I can find of this from the recording. It's got Elizabeth Constance, born, and then it's Roman numerals. Molehill. Right, I think I'm going to call that it for this episode. I thank you very much for following me. I know there's not a lot here. I can't get to a lot because of the grass, but you know, St Mary's Virgin down in Brook. You have a beautiful church. I understand your grass. No, I will have to come back because I know there is stuff I've been looking for which I couldn't find. So I'll have to come back when it's back to normal. But from here, St Mary's Virgin Church in Brook, I thank you muchly for coming along. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It's free. And leave a comment. I always comment back. Enjoy your comments. I enjoy your feedback. You know, we're not far now for pushing for 500, so if you can share, even better. Appreciate it. So, in this episode, I thank you very much. Goodbye.